Beginning interrogation. Administered by Nico Weber. Subject Silas Caldwell. Has your situation been made crystal clear to you?
Yes.
Good. Let us begin. You recognize this device?
Yes.
Describe it.
It's my recording device.
Its purpose?
To make audio logs in the course of my expeditions for Yanis Base.
And what is Yanis Base? Do I need to remind you this will be greatly simplified by your cooperation?
No, it's just... The explanation is a bit convoluted. And it's not like
Tell us everything you can, swiftly.
Yanis is a secret installation of the U.S. government. All I know is it's underground.
And? Its function? This isn't swift. Keep talking, Caldwell.
We were tasked with studying these structures called... we called them breaches. They allowed us to travel to other worlds. My team was in charge of exploring these worlds, cataloging wildlife... And?
You found more breaches?
Yes.
How many?
We had just found the 8th one.
Did you open it?
No.
Do not lie to me.
It's not a lie. I've told you. I don't know how, but I arrived here, back on Earth, so you say, from Breach 8.
Impossible.
I have no other explanation.
You can't fool me. That's not how it works. You don't get to Earth from that far down.
Well, you might know, but I don't understand how they work. That's why I can't explain it. We go from one breach to the next depth, and then...
Depth?
That's what we called each new world. Depths by number.
Cheeky bastards. So you were aware you were plunging deeper?
Yes, I think so.
What do you mean, you think so?
I wasn't in a position to know. That's the nomenclature our leaders used.
What did I say about lying, Caldwell?
I mean, I was just a linguist. I wasn't in charge.
Just a linguist? You had our book, you translated it, and you're telling me you didn't know?
I've only ever known bits and pieces. I was studying the book like a collection of myths, fables. When I started this job, all I did was translation work. No breaches were opened. There were no new worlds.
But you changed that.
I opened Breach 1, yes. And I never imagined there'd be more. I only knew about the first depth. We called it...
Gaia. I know.
Yes. I never told you any of this. How?
This is not your interrogation, Caldwell. It's mine. You stray from the point. Drink.
Does this mean...
It means nothing, Caldwell. I am not satisfied with your answers, but our doctors have informed me of the condition you arrived in. You are getting only what is needed for a streamlined interrogation. The rest is out of my hands. Breach 8 is unopened.
When I left, yes. You seem to know a great deal of their function. I wasn't even at the pedestal.
But you had the stone.
The stone had been making a habit of appearing at the pedestal.
Appearing?
Of its own volition, yes. We left extra stones at Yanis in case anything happened to us. We weren't supposed to be on depth 7 yet. There were many complications navigating depth 6. But the stone, it had appeared a number of times before.
And you were following instructions to open it?
Usually that was my team's goal. Not this time.
Why not?
We were trying to return to Yanis.
I am unconcerned about Yanis. So, you found your way to 8. And then?
Breach 7 is currently closed, so we...
Why does that...
I'm coming to my point, I swear. It matters for why I did what I did. My team is stranded on Depth 7. We have not had communication or supplies from Yanis in over a month. We explored Depth 7 for resources, and in that time found Breach 8. Myself and the remainder of my team went inside.
Continue.
I reiterate, I don't understand how they work.
I don't care. What did you do?
The stories I had translated gave me reason to believe we could go somewhere else. I'm not lying to you or insane. I just wanted to save my team.
What did you do?
Something lives inside the breaches, or uses them. It spoke to me. Has been for some time.
And you talked back?
I asked to know more, that's all. I wanted to use the breaches to go home. I thought if I understood, I'd get them out. I'd get us all out. We were dying.
And you swear, on your life, the 8th breach remains unopened?
I went through the floor. The way was not open.
Do not call it that.
I'm sorry. Obviously, Yanis will be trying to open it if they ever make it to 7, but...
Of course they will. That concludes the interrogation.
What about...
I don't know what to make of this.
Oh, how encouraging!
V, please simmer down. Lizzie's trying to help. Don't bite back.
I know. I don't doubt your expertise. It's just...
I'm not even supposed to be seeing this, am I?
Not at all.
V, this is dangerous. Why did you go through so much trouble?
Because I'm on the verge of having a mild panic attack because nobody knows what to make of my damned X-ray.
Haven't you had one of these taken before?
Yes! I think so?
You think so?
Hey now, just take a few moments. Hysteria won't change a thing. We collect our thoughts first.
You're right.
Lizzie, honey, I'm gonna ask you to take something on Faith for me.
Faith.
Evelyn has a confusing set of circumstances to work with, and I have reason to believe they're true. This is not the same woman you worked with at the old base.
So, you took over? Assumed her identity? What are you?
I swear, I don't know.
Whatever Vincula did to her, it's messed her up bad, Lizzie. That's why she needs you to look at this. And you need to keep telling us everything, V. After what Alyx told us.
I know, but that wasn't me. I swear on everything I hold dear.
I'm asking you to trust me, Lizzie. I know it's a lot.
June, please, say I believe you. Why should I trust her? Why do you trust her?
Honey, we need to solve some things fast. Do you think Alyx was the only spy they had? Beckett's hot on our trail, regardless of what we do now. And I've kept a few cards up my sleeve, away from all of you. Call it a calculated risk. The most calculated risk I can take. Now, what are your thoughts?
If I saw this anywhere else, I'd say it's all fake. But an exceptionally well done fake. I studied anatomy and I've written for a few cryptid magazines, right? Best of both worlds.
Go on.
Usually, when something like this circulates, a fake cryptid shot, something like that, there's varying degrees of mistakes. Sometimes it's on purpose, you're trying to make a point or illustrate a different view. Because those creatures are all phonies, frauds, they're just plain made up. And you're trying to make them look convincing. This? Your bones are riddled with holes. Your spleen's missing, just as you say. A couple of other organs are switched around, but the rest is shockingly intact. It's one of the best fakes I've ever seen.
But it's not fake.
And the reason I think it's fake is because that's what my knowledge of anatomy tells me. So, you're different, and June says you're different, and I should believe you. Could you tell me why?
They drew my blood. They are giving it to Richardson.
All this for a walking blood bag? Evelyn, why would they change your anatomy? How could they? On such a fundamental level, just for that? Couldn't they get blood from anywhere? This is God's damn Yanis.
I don't know. This is what their wretched doctor showed me. They told me I should keep this secret, but I can't. What am I?
Why are you asking me? Shouldn't you know?
I don't.
Please, settle down, both of you. Shouting matches aren't gonna get us anywhere. Lizzie?
Okay. It's just, I see stuff in the depths that boggles my mind all the time. I've never seen an altered human like this.
Isn't there anything from the depths?
You're not from there. Are you?
The doctor said I was something quite special. Because of the depths.
I'm thinking, this Vincula guy could get whatever he wants. Why does Richardson need your blood?
I don't know. We barely know anything about him.
Aren't you supposed to be... Right. Sorry, go on. What do we know?
He's not old, but my blood is for him, and it's frequent. I'm due back in just a few days. That's what some of these alterations are for. The deposits and all that.
Right.
He's disappeared from the public view. A bit unusual for him. That's all I've got, Elizabeth.
Wait a minute. Is Richardson sick? Chronically? Some kind of cancer?
I don't know. But June and I have reason to believe he's on his way to Yanis. Why would he be traveling?
There.
A magnifying glass? What are you looking for?
There's no way. There's no goddamned way!
What is it? You can't just say that! What is it?
Look!
What's this in your journal?
That is a specimen we located very early in our expeditions to Gaia.
Cryptiparus oculus?
Or Eye of the Woods.
A mushroom?
Mm-hmm. Now look real close at the holes in your bones.
Oh dear God.
Looks familiar?
Yes? Yes, it does. How is my skeleton covered in fungus, Elizabeth?
No idea, Evelyn. I'm not even sure that's the case. I just know your doctor friend was right. You are something special, but I might know why.
Why? Why, in heaven's name?
The only reason I thought to look is because this isn't the first time we've needed a panacea. I grabbed a fistful of this, and it saved that God's damned... It saved Silas. Your blood must carry some of its properties. Else, why go to all this trouble? Looks like the razor's edge has flipped.
They ship that fungus out in spades.
From Gaia?
Yes. I thought nothing of it, but Beckett keeps the Gaian breacher teams working overtime to grow more of it. It must work. Too well.
Think Keila's out there making cure-alls?
Must be.
Well, there goes the dream of leaving things like we found them.
They were never going to leave that place alone. We were foolish to ever think so.
True. At least we know why. How did they do this to you? Beyond me.
A genetic gift. That's what she called it.
That's gonna take a bit more than some good genes.
I should think so.
V, tell me truly, is there anything else we need to know?
She said I was a genetic marvel and that I was young. And there was something about an imprint was supposed to help me keep all this secret. Oh God. She told me this should be enough to last 20 years or so.
These modifications?
Yes. A lifetime, she said.
Shit. They weren't planning on keeping the little experiment that is you around long, huh?
No, I don't think so.
They need you at least until the big man keels over. We'll figure something out before then. V, we've got to find out what they're after, and how they've done this to you.
But how? If they can do all this to me, if they trapped Alyx before I was even in the picture...
Why am I surrounded by such convenient amnesia all the time?
This is beyond any of us. This is so far out of our league. We're in their game. We can't hope to fight back, June.
That's where you're wrong. We always have to fight, even when there's no hope of winning. What matters is we fought back all the same. We owe 'em a black eye, if nothing else. Remember, V?
Yes. Yes, we do.
If it's any consolation, V, finding rock bottom means you can't go anywhere but up. I hope to hell I've finally found it, so I can stop having one tragedy after another.
That is heartening. In a rather morbid way. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Please. My friends call me Lizzie. I guess that's what we are, but only because June is making me. June?
I was gonna say something about how, if I was wrong, you could always blame me when it all goes south, but it's already headed that way, isn't it?
June, I'm not going to blame you.
You gotta go back. I know you have to. Cassius told me all about it. But, oh my lord, my darlings, I keep losing y'all. Again and again. I hate it for you.
What do I even say? Cassius is going, so is Alyx, and I won't stay behind. No matter what I do, I lose. I'm sorry, June.
No, it ain't your fault, Lizzie.
Of course it is! I'm the team leader. I got everyone killed. You should be blaming me. It's my fault.
No, it ain't.
June?
I know you've done all that you have because you wanted to help people. I don't care what the devil is trying to tell you. You hear me? I don't care what your own brain might be saying. You tell those thoughts coming from demons or your own head that they're wrong. 'Cause I see you, Lizzie. Alpha Team means the world to you, and you do anything for any one of them.
But I'm not. That's not who I am. I can't do it.
You can. I know you can. You keep on going, and you'll find yourself in there. The real you. You're a good person, honey. Capable too. So don't let anyone stop you. Not even yourself. I believe in you.
I am aware that Cassius says you do too much cozying up to leadership here, Yanis. But you've done far too much that flies in the face of that. You've helped me, you've helped Alpha, even when it didn't make sense. You are no one's doormat. While I would very much like to solve my own mystery, I have you to thank for getting me started. If ever you need help, Lizzie, I'll do whatever I can. I feel as though you're going to need it.
Yeah, great.
It's not much, I know. What I'm saying is, you are the woman of the hour, and I will aid you in keeping Cassius and Alyx safe. They are lost in their emotions without you. June believes in you and in me. How can we possibly lose?
I can think of a handful of reasons, but it's not like I have a choice. I'll do my best.
Only reason you got no choice is you know what needs doing. So you go and do what your gut is telling you is right. We can only do our best, and trust the rest will follow.
Will it?
You won't know unless you try, to the very end. And listen, you say the word, and I'll march in there with you.
No, absolutely not. Too many gone. We have to leave soon. Can't wait. I'll see you guys later.
They'll find Silas. Right?
I hope so, V. I hope so.
My recorder?
My superiors have ordered your execution be stayed.
You're letting me live?
For now, yes. Due in no small part to just how desperate Vincula has made us. We have reviewed what was available from your recordings and your own testimony. These are dark days.
What about my team?
They are at the bottom of my list. In fact, I'm still pretty sure we're enemies, Caldwell. But we are willing to hear you out. But understand, our objectives come first.
I do not care for whatever Vincula is doing. I only care about my colleagues. I will do whatever you want.
Very well. If we can, somehow, accomplish our goals, I will take your help into consideration when determining their fate.
Sent for us, boss?
Yes, be seated. He's been allowed to live.
Shit. We're in real trouble, huh?
Yeah. Well, introduce yourselves, then I have tasks for all of you. Yes, even you, linguist. You can help unravel this mess your company has made.
Right. Name's Lief Hanson. Silas, right?
Yes.
Got it. I helped Nico here with, security. Yeah. No funny business, and we'll get along just fine.
I'll keep that in mind.
We've met. You might recall. I'm Finley Adams, Nico's right hand, and, well, I'm fairly new here myself, actually. Sorry about all of the, cloak and dagger business. I think you've come to understand something of our position here, but apologies all the same. No hard feelings?
It was abrupt, surely, but no hard feelings.
Oh, phew. Good, good. Nico's got all of our best intentions at heart. You'll see. But no funny business, as Lief said, and we'll all be the best of friends in no time.
Hey, that's a bit much, ain't it?
Oh, come now, Lief. I'm sure we could work something out. Spirit of jolly cooperation and all that.
Yes. I'll do my best to.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm still not sure about that one, rookie. But we'll see, yeah?
It's a start.
Anyway, pleasantries exchanged. I have a few points to discuss, so we're all clear on exactly what Caldwell is allowed to know. Firstly, you all remember this man was formerly employed by our adversaries at Vincula. His arrival is anomalous, but he's been helpful thus far. He started by updating us on Vincula's doings. The bastards have made it as far as Breach 8, though it allegedly remains unopened.
Oh. Oh dear.
Christ on a bike. 8? Bloody 8? We're fucked!
Lief, time for that later.
Right.
It's been made crystal clear that our aim is the prevention of more breach openings. For that, our first task is locating this hidden Janus base. Caldwell has given us a list of details he can remember, along with a few inside contacts who may be sympathetic to our cause.
They're people I'd rather not get hurt. And they've been trying to help.
Yes. As I said, your aims will be taken into consideration. However, none of us are safe while your teams continue forward. We have to stop them. Lief, you'll be accompanying me on a sightseeing tour. That will lay the groundwork for a future operation.
Another one?
Lief!
Wait, really? He doesn't even know about
No. Though he may be privy to such information if he proves useful.
Well. Won't that be a nasty little surprise? You're in deep, little man.
Don't I know it?
Finley, I am tasking you with Caldwell. He's allowed Class C items, and I've been advised to assist him with some walks in the courtyard. Nothing more. He is confined to this base.
My just penance, I suppose. Don't make me need to knock you out again, and all shall be well.
Wouldn't dare dream of tempting fate again. I promise I'll behave.
Compliant and polite, this one. I like him.
Which is why I'll be rotating you out with Lief soon. Our trip will be short, and you'll be accompanying me with a second excursion. That should be all that's needed. Time is critical. I expect to be done in a few days, then the operation will commence. Which brings us to your task.
That's Nico, that's not... You're telling me they allowed this? Are they all cooked up there?
Lief, old friend, I may disagree with your assessment, but this is where we are. Forgetting got us here. Now, we must remember. And yes, they agreed with me.
I know I say this all the time, but I sure as hell hope you know what you're doing, Nico.
I'm sorry. What is that?
You've not been with us long enough to understand just how momentous this occasion is, Finley. I will elaborate a little for you and Caldwell. Take a look. Seem familiar?
A book? Part of a book. The rest of Vincula's text.
Our text, Caldwell. Partially stolen by Vincula, damaged in the process. As you already know, unfortunately, these are the writings of the ones who emerged out of the breaches. There is much you don't know. But what better way to bring you up to speed than with a translation job? You seem reticent. Don't get cold feet about a forbidden text now, linguist.
I got into this mess over that damned book. A thrilling discovery any other time, but it's brought me nothing but disaster.
A sentiment you should have heeded much earlier. In a bizarre way. You are fortunate. Had your team been any less competent in opening breaches, we might not be having this conversation. But now, my superiors believe we have no choice but to translate a work that's not seen the light of academia in 1,000 years.
You don't even know what it says?
Only the very last part. The only passage that we allowed to remain translated. And what does it say, Silas?
A command. To forget.
Which we have been faithful to execute for many generations. But at long last, your leaders have pushed us to this. Desperate times, desperate measures. As I mentioned, Richardson and his ilk flew in the face of our wisdom and stole part of this book, along with the artifacts necessary for breach traversal. You have already seen a few mild dangers.
Mild?
Oh, you have no idea what remains lying in wait for us. To be frank, neither do I. Not fully. We kept only a vague oral history so that we would do our utmost to keep these breaches closed. Enough to know the survival of our species depends on it. I might even share it with you, pending the results of your translation and your compliance. Silas, keep your promise to behave, and you might survive long enough to get your damned wish after all. Lief with me.
Hey, good luck being the babysitter, rookie.
Try not to get into too much trouble, big fellow.
You know me. No promises. And you give all out any trouble and all you'll be wishing for is that you'd stayed in that bloody desert. How's that for plain spoken English? Need me to jot that one down for you?
No, I don't...
Good. I'm off then. Gonna need sunscreen where we're going, boss?
It's quiet, Lief.
Just me midnight special then?
No, Lief.
What? You're trying to be a weapon enough for us both, mate.
Well, that was rather sudden. Must have really kicked the hornet's nest this time.
This time?
Prying already, are you?
No, I I hope were the only ones engaging with this lunacy.
If you thought so, should have bailed a lot sooner, hmm?
You're right. With any luck at all, we'll live long enough to regret our decisions.
That's the spirit. I do regret you and your friends getting swept up in all this. But there's a plan in motion. Trust the process.
That got me here.
Fair point. Trust our process. I think we can share the goal of getting the whole thing shut down and buried where it belongs. Peace and quiet for everyone. Doesn't that sound nice?
It does.
Now then, they've not let you have much besides the old bread and water. I think I have a list of these oh-so-luxurious Class C items. Oh, well, luxurious by comparison anyway. Let's see if we can't make this any cozier for you. I imagine you'll want to dispense with your translation post-haste?
Yes, as agreed.
See? You'll do just fine. Don't go anywhere? Oh, right. Poor taste. Be right back.
So you granted my wish. What does that mean? Was the way within my grasp? Did I really fail everyone after all?
Not many left, are there? Look around. Will you not take my advice and stay? Protocol calls for the dissolution of breacher teams, which
I know the protocols. We're not asking to function as a team. We've talked, and we're fine being cannon fodder.
Cannon fodder, is that what you think? It's my job to limit casualties as much as it is yours.
I've already failed in that regard, but I will not be swayed. And good luck convincing either of these two.
He's still out there, on depth 8. I'll look for more breaches, if that's what you want. You get your wish, and we get to look for him. Simple as that.
Look for Caldwell. That's not our only concern. Upsilon and Mr. Woods could be—
No. I tried my way. Didn't work. And you're not going to do any better. We know what you want, anyway.
While our medical teams have acknowledged the nocturnal proficiencies of your transformation, Alyx, I think you would be better served by staying here for treatment. All of you would. You've barely recovered enough to—
Stop trying to play the damn hero!
It is well within my power to prevent you from ever seeing the inside of a breach again, Cassius. Do you not see the condition of your teammates?
We know our way around Depth 7. You've heard our report, but we are still the best candidates for new worlds. Depth 8 will test us again. You want results. We want an attempt at a rescue. And time is running out. We cannot stay to convalesce, and we will be invaluable to your mission. What do you say?
A fool's errand. And whatever you may think, I cannot in good conscience allow it.
Mother!
Instead, if you are so insistent, you will accompany another breacher team. Theta team will spearhead the operation.
No!
You're thugs?
They got you out of 7. They're perfectly capable of—
I don't care what their purpose is, Cassius. The breaches are a death trap for everyone. And you talk about limiting casualties? Every team you send in, including us, returns with less and less.
My decision is final! If we are to maintain new mission outcomes, then we must change our approach. Alpha has operated without oversight for too long. Yes, it has yielded results, but there's also 3 of you left! One part is not worth the destruction of the whole. You can remain here or go with Theta.
We are not whole unless we are together. We'll go with Theta to depth 8. When can we leave?
Can't work with you, can't work without you. We're prepped and ready in the lab. Don't slow us down.
Us?
Oh, yes. I will be assisting Theta on site. Perhaps I can give you all a few pointers on how to stage a successful search and rescue. That's all. Meeting adjourned.
We've signed our death warrants.
You don't have to go.
Cassius, how heartless do you think I am?
You called us bastards. You think Silas is a mindless pawn.
You both are, and he might be. Doesn't mean I won't go. Also, doesn't mean I'll shut up about it.
Fine. Makes 2 of us.
If anybody, it's Alyx who should be staying.
I've made up my mind.
They have specimens now, Alyx. They could help you, and then you could get reassigned to Samsara, and...
I'm never going to find him.
How do you know?
I know. I feel pain, but I have caused pain too. I can help. So I will. And I won't let you stop me.
You don't owe me, Alyx. I caused all this because of my stupid anger. What you did, it's in the past.
This is my decision. Not for you. For us. Jay would have helped. You need help. We give. I need help. You give. Lizzie's given. I've given. You've given. Silas gave. We do not stop now. We go until we can't anymore. And my eyes still work. Better than yours, even. So I help. I only wouldn't if we aren't a team anymore. Which, if you think so, I understand.
I've already forgiven you. Would you forgive me?
What?
Would you forgive me for my outburst? I could have handled that a lot better.
But I deserved it.
No, you didn't. Maybe a light talking to, but not what I did. Please, with a cherry on top?
Yes. Yes. I forgive you. You don't have to.
'Cause you'll always be our kid sister, even if you have grown up an awful lot. Greg told us to take care of you, and I won't give up now. You belong with us. If you keep going, we will too.
Oh, Cass.
Hey, you two, come here.
Oh, I'm invited to the group hug?
Quit being a brat and come here.
Yes, get over here.
I know you care, even if you're a snot about it.
At least you're finally starting to get it.
Stop fighting and hug already.
Thank you. Both of you.
Don't thank me yet. Your missing linguist better have been smart and stayed close.
He will. He's not stupid like me.
Don't say that. But it's also not true. You're both dumb. Especially for being in love.
Out of the mouth of babes, Cassius.
Maybe I can still make this right by everyone. Eventually.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Here goes nothing.
I can't give up. I will make it right. I am making it right.
My name shall not be remembered. Do not write it in this book, nor keep it stored within yourselves. It is not a name worthy of memory, neither for the deeds which I have done, nor for the history which it contains. For all that has befallen us is death, woe, and calamity. I am permitted to make this last volume, and to pass it to the next keeper, who, in turn, shall pass it to Ilutisu, whom I called blessed. Long was our labor, and grievous was the result. It is well that I should be forgotten. To those who supported me, I say, I see your works, and they are merciful to me, but I will not taint paradise with my presence. It is well. I say again, it is well. Be at peace, and do not grieve for me. Had I been a better keeper, you should not have suffered as much and as long as you have. It is well. I say again, it is well. While I have labored long, I beg you to understand, keeper after me, little remains of the knowledge of our home. The ways are utterly scattered. What we have done by guessing, by stories, and by trials. Once we knew the gods intimately. We walked with them, communed with them all. In those days, we would not have labored in vain. We would have led you to fairer worlds, like this paradise. Alas, that time is gone, for we chose not Ivara, but settled on other gods. I write this only so you may understand our peril, the great enemy, the great threat which stalks our home, which made mockeries of our people, those which remain, which we carry unto this day. Long was the journey to keep it at bay. The gift of Ivara was our salvation, away from that place of damnation. There is no possession which we must guard so much as our keys, these stones which keep closed the holes. The Pilsu. Our folly was in forgetting Ivara. By choosing to make others have the primacy, we forgot the ways of the Nabokutul. For these 3 journeys away from home, the worlds have been vile, treacherous, and have laid many low. Our people blame the keepers. We are not without fault, but I say to you, we are, as a people, at fault. We gave the primacy to an enemy of Ivara, the Waygiver. What more sincere punishment could we have earned? Nothing, I say. I beg forgiveness of you, for I would not have brought so many low willingly. But I know our path was the righteous earnings for the labor of our treachery. There are many gods, and should our love have been given to all, we should not have fallen so. Yet I must relate this sad tale to you. In the twilight of our home, at the last hours, 2 gods stood at the peak. They were esteemed above all, until all others had been almost forgotten. How deep runs our treachery? Neither were Ivara. These 2 were named Translator's note. I cannot ascertain the names of these pantheon gods. The authors chose to convey their names using only their native sigils rather than that of Akkadian. One I recognize as an enemy who worked against these people. It is mentioned again in the damaged part of the book, which remains at Yanis base. The other is completely new to me. Resuming translation. In the last days, these two gods held our people, each with different gifts which we valued highly. One for the great changes which form us, and one for remedies for the plagues which afflicted us. The two camps fought, first by words spoken and written, then by bloodshed and war. As the intensity of our worship grew, so did the feud between the two gods. They decided that only one could have the preeminence. Long was the conflict, and our own losses will seem as a single drop in the vastness of the ocean to the great battles fought in those days. At last, a victor emerged, the great enemy. Promising us freedom from our affliction, the enemy instructed us on the performance of a vast ritual which would bless us all. We care not for how it was done, for our people were exiles already, cast away from the throng for our service to the Waygiver, and we watched from hovels and fields as a great structure, towering into the sky, was raised above us. And then darkness fell, utter and complete. Then they arrived in hordes, these beings which had once been like us, they which remain. They could no longer be harmed or infected. Neither could they speak, nor reason, nor be anything at all. They are, and they are not. This is a fate which must transcend death. Ivara, take it away. Take us away. Keep these thoughts from my mind. Cast them into the uttermost void. I cannot bear them any longer.
Here we go. Only the finest in home brews for our guest. Or, well, at least the finest that a corner convenience store of ill repute can offer. Still, I bet anything beats that nasty instant stuff that gets stuck on your teeth and leaves those irritating crumbs. Yuck. Oh. Oh my word, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Sorry, I don't think I'm sick or regressing. I approached these stories with a great deal of skepticism early on. Stories. Just stories. Written on scraps of ancient papyrus or animal skin. These kinds of legends get written down because they seem important at the time. And they are important, in a way. But we have so many fables, and our old stories are mixed with truth and exaggerations and outright falsehoods. Where do we discern history and legend? How do we do that? Being a linguist, I have to accept the blemishes, the things we'll never truly know, translate it, render a faithful work, while also trying to acknowledge the cultural differences and the things that simply cannot be true, all to inform my audience. As best I can, anyway. It's never perfect. And now, this work, while it has its own flow, its own sort of narration, prose, it's turning out to be true. At least far truer than it is false. These people, They went through these breaches, running, screaming, afraid for their lives, facing one cataclysmic environment after another, beasts beyond our wildest imaginations. And yet, worst of all, it wasn't entirely their fault. There is another force at work. Many forces. I cannot deny it any longer. I asked for this, and I am getting my answers. The knowledge is in my grasp, and I was brought here. It knew. Ivara knew.
Hey, shh. Here now. Pause. Take a drink. Nico's told me enough to be scared, but neither of us are going to be much use petrified by it. They've got the whole story, or at least more of it, and they've not given up yet. There's something we can still do. Keep at it, but if you do need a short break, I'm sure it's fine.
I don't know. It's a little optimistic of you, isn't it?
Glass is always half full, especially if you keep filling it. No amount of spills or holes in my cup can overtake the vast depth that is my overflowing positivity. Depth. Poor word choice. I should watch that. Want to step out for a walk? It's a lovely day.
I would like that.
Up you go, skin and bones. Oh, leave the recorder. I'm not supposed to take it anywhere where it might transmit anything. As unlikely as that is.
Of course. Syntax is a podcast by Twin Strangers Productions and is licensed under an Attribution Share-alike 4.0 international license. Today's episode was directed and produced by Rowan Odom and written by Ty Vaughn. Silas Caldwell is played by Ty Vaughn. Cassius Thatcher is played by Sage Phung. Elizabeth Bellinger is played by Morgie B. Alyx Yard is played by Jules Christine. June Dawson is played by Renee Helsel. Miss Evelyn Vaux is played by Kyla Crockett. Steve Beckett is played by Joe Cliff Thompson. Nico Weber is played by Ray Witte. Finley Adams is played by Asher Amor-Train. Lief Hansen is played by Elijah Harper. Find out more about the show on syntaxpodcast.com. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this episode, rate us on your favorite listening platform. It helps us out tremendously. Know the depths, wish for more.